Good morning, everybody. It is Friday, September the 5th. Just hitting the airwaves, and I'm sure that a lot of you have seen this already. Angela Rayner has finally done the right thing and has resigned. Angela Rayner, previously the Deputy Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Deputy Leader of the Labour Party, and Secretary of State for Housing, Communities and Local Government. She has resigned following a bit of a scandal that involved the purchase of a new residence. I believe it was her third home in Hove, where she underpaid the stamp duty by about £40,000. Now, she claimed she received advice from legal advice, and which recommended that because of various, and she went on national news talking and unfortunately bringing up her son's medical condition, her son being under the age of 18, bringing up his medical condition, which necessitated him staying in a primary residence she shared with her ex-husband. She needed to keep that house and then purchase another primary residence rather far from her constituency. But she purchased another residence and she underpaid stamp duty to the tune of £40,000 based upon what I was told that that's all I had to pay. She referred herself to the ethics advisor following this situation coming to light, believing that she was doing the right thing. The ethics advisor obviously came back not really supporting her case or her argument. And so she's resigned. Now, she did say that if she was found guilty of any wrongdoing, she would step down. So possibly credit to her, she's done the right thing. But really what this has done, this has saved Starmer from having to get rid of her. And but how much of her resignation was actually at his suggestion to potentially, in his mind, save him and his government from further embarrassment and to suggest that they're doing the right thing. Starmer is failing on all levels, in all areas, and this, I guess, was the last thing that he wanted. So the report came back suggesting that that she didn't quite do the right thing. She didn't seek the legal advice she should have sought, and she's therefore, basically, she committed tax fraud, underpaying her tax. Now, I don't know how many of us, if we were to go to the RC, or in Canada, the revenue agency, the IRS in the States, and say, well, someone told me that this is all I had to pay, how far that argument would fly. Not very. So she's gone. So now this will mean that Starmer has to do a bit of a cabinet reshuffle. Obviously needs to replace Rayner for the various portfolios and positions she held. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out of that reshuffle. I mean, it's not to say that Rayner, she might be appointed to another portfolio. It doesn't mean that she's going to have to only be an MP again. But being only an MP again, she's taking a massive financial hit. For the sake of saving £40,000, I believe her total, I found the numbers here somewhere. Her combined compensation was around £227,000. So her MP salary, her Deputy Prime Minister's salary, and the additional £67,000 for her role as Housing Secretary. So she's losing. She's losing quite a big chunk out of her paycheck, and not just immediately. I mean, Labour still has another 4 years potentially in power, so we're looking at around £500,000 in total she's losing. I'm not sure how this impacts her parliamentary pension. I know in Canada, for example, you have to serve at least 6 years to get your pension. as an MP, which is one reason why Jagmeet Singh, the leader of Canada's National Democratic Party, or the then leader of the NDP, was reluctant to support a non-confidence motion in Parliament, bringing down Trudeau's Liberal government. He needed to kind of extend the term by a few weeks, just so he and a lot of his MPs would qualify for their parliamentary pension. So if anybody knows what the rules are around that in the UK, drop me a comment below. But so she's gone. I don't think many people will be overly upset about this. But what it does, unfortunately, this just highlights just the sense of entitlement a lot of politicians develop. I mean, it's nothing new. We've all seen it, but this was pretty extreme, and obviously the potential backlash and the backlash from the mainstream media even that was coming out of this was to the point where I think that Starmer had to make a decision one way or the other. I mean, the writing was on the wall. Rayner was going, whether of her own volition or being forced out. This could be a little bit of both. But she's gone, so now we have to look forward to the cabinet reshuffle to see what Starmer's going to do and who he's going to be appointing. So it is Friday. The weekend's almost here. I hope everyone survived the week. And yeah, the lovely Lisa returns today. And so I did something quite interesting, a complete aside. I love pasta. I don't eat too much of it, but I've always wanted to make my own pasta. So I attempted it yesterday. Absolutely fantastic. One of the reasons why is, trying to be very cognizant of what I'm putting in my body. The flour that you buy in Canada is very, very enriched. It's very processed. And it's those additives I'm trying to avoid. So I did pick up some Italian flour, and I attempted to make fettuccine, and I have to say it was bang on. It was absolutely fantastic. So that's what Lisa's going to be having for dinner when she comes home tonight. And yeah, then just look forward to the weekend. More chores around the house. Still getting ready for winter. We had a bit of a storm yesterday. All of the furniture outside blew all over the place. So I've got a couple of things to fix outside. Other than that, a quiet weekend coming up. I hope yours is quiet, and you get to spend some great time with family, friends, get some good downtime in. If you haven't already, guys, I would really appreciate you subscribing to the channel. And if you like this video, giving it a thumbs up and sharing with friends. But yeah, I'd love to hear your comments on what this means for the Labour Party, for Starmer, and what your thoughts are of this whole scandal. So drop me a comment below. All right, guys, take care, and I'll see you on the next video.